Buddhist education system in ancient India. In the grand tapestry of ancient Indian civilization, one of the most remarkable contributions was the Buddhist education system. More than just a religious movement, Buddhism shaped a new era of learning, offering structured, accessible, and inclusive education at a time when knowledge was often reserved for a privileged few. The birth of monastic learning. The foundation of Buddhist education was laid within the monasteries, known as viharas. These serene spaces were more than places of worship, they were vibrant centers of learning where monks, scholars, and students lived together. Learning here was not confined to ritual or scripture alone. It was a complete intellectual journey, nurturing critical thinking, morality, and wisdom. What made Buddhist education revolutionary was its openness. Unlike traditional Brahmanical education, which was often limited by caste and gender, Buddhist learning welcomed everyone, regardless of their social background. Knowledge was seen as a universal right, not a privilege. What was taught? While the teachings of the Buddha, contained in the sacred Tripitaka, were at the core, the curriculum was vast and varied. Students delved into philosophy, logic, ethics, linguistics, grammar, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, fine arts, and even metaphysics. Learning was deeply analytical. Students were taught not just to memorize, but to understand, question, and reason. In many ways, Buddhist education laid the foundation for scientific and philosophical inquiry centuries ahead of its time. Centers of excellence, Nalanda, takshashila, and takshashila. As Buddhist thought spread, so did its educational institutions. Magnificent universities rose across the Indian subcontinent, becoming beacons of knowledge for the entire ancient world. Nalanda University, founded around the 5th century CE in Bihar, is perhaps the most famous. It housed over 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers at its peak. Its sprawling libraries contained thousands of manuscripts, covering a dazzling range of subjects. Students from distant lands, China, Korea, Tibet, Sri Lanka, and Southeast Asia, traveled arduous journeys just to be a part of Nalanda's intellectual community. Another famed institution, takshashila University, was established to promote advanced Buddhist studies. Here, philosophy and tantric practices were deeply explored. Takshashila, older than Nalanda, was also a major hub where medicine, law, and military strategy were taught alongside Buddhist philosophy. These centers emphasized a holistic development, sharpening the mind, nurturing the soul, and preparing students for life in the world. Teaching methods and discipline. Education in Buddhist monasteries was a rigorous affair. Monks and teachers, known as acharyas or upadhyayas, served as mentors, guiding students with patience and strict discipline. Learning was primarily oral. Students memorized scriptures and engaged in vibrant debates. Lectures were interactive, encouraging open discussion and critical examination of ideas. Writing on palm leaves and studying diagrams also played a part in preserving knowledge. Discipline was non-negotiable. Students adhered to strict daily routines that combined study, meditation, physical work, and communal living. Through this method, education became not just intellectual, but deeply transformative. Patronage and growth. The golden age of Buddhist education flourished under royal patronage. Emperors like Ashoka and the rulers of the Gupta and Pala dynasties offered generous support, building monasteries, libraries, and residences for students. With the state's encouragement, education expanded rapidly. Learning was not seen as separate from life, it was considered essential for building a moral, compassionate, and prosperous society. Lasting impact on the world. The Buddhist education system's impact cannot be overstated. It created the world's first true universities, emphasized equality in education, and inspired learning centers across Asia, from China's ancient academies to Tibetan monasteries. Moreover, the system's emphasis on debate, compassion, and wisdom deeply influenced the educational philosophies of many Asian cultures. Even today, Buddhist principles, such as mindfulness, ethical inquiry, and holistic learning, resonate across modern education systems worldwide. The Buddhist education system in ancient India was a light of wisdom in a complex world. It taught that true learning is not merely the accumulation of facts, but the transformation of the human heart and mind. It is a legacy of compassion, critical thinking, and endless curiosity, a treasure trove of knowledge that continues to inspire humanity even after thousands of years. If you enjoyed this journey into India's rich educational past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the wisdom of ancient civilizations.